Okay, so turns out I accidentally turned my phone off, or at least locked it, so the entire second half of my video stopped and didn't even finish for some reason. I pressed OK, whatever. So I'm not done yet, but I'm going to show you what I've done and how to do it. So now the cake was finished. I took it out and I made sure to put a toothpick in it to make sure it came out clean and that it was hard enough. So what I did was I took it out of the pan, flipped it over, and rolled it up in this towel that had some sugar on it. And you gotta let it sit for about 30 minutes. It's been close to 30 minutes now. And while it's sitting there cooling, I made this, which is a cinnamon whipped cream. Basically, you take, let's see, I believe it was, actually, let me check that really quick. For this, you would take 1 cup of heavy cream, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 1/2 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And you mix that all together, and then you get this. This is what you put on the inside of the cake after you unroll it. So in that time I took to make that, I made this final part, which is the chocolate glaze that'll go on the outside once I've finished wrapping the inside. Now what you do for the chocolate glaze is that you take 2 squares or 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. For this, I used this cocoa powder since I didn't have any, so I just used 4 tablespoons of that unsweetened chocolate. It's about the same. And then you take 3 tablespoons of butter and melt that over the heater until it's completely melted. Then you stir in powdered sugar and vanilla. And then the last part after that, you will put in 2 tablespoons of hot water. The amount of sugar is 1 cup, 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla again. So let me just put in the last bit of water and then I'll finish mixing. Okay, the chocolate glaze is nice and mixed now. And, oh, would you look at the time? I think it's time to unwrap this and start putting in the whipped cream. Let's get going. Okay, now I've spread the mixture. Unfortunately, it still broke off a bit, but now it's time to try and re-roll it, and then finally put the glaze on top of it. Alright, just one last step. We gotta spread over the chocolate glaze, and we're done. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Let's see how it compares to the book. Well, clearly an accurate representation. So I'd just like to point out that halfway through, I mistakenly did not roll it up in a towel at first, so it broke apart. And I didn't have enough powdered sugar, so yeah. I still think it's gonna taste good. However, the presentation probably gets a D-, if that. But hey, I tried my best, and this is my first time ever attempting something like this. This was pretty difficult. So all in all, I say it was pretty successful. I'm gonna take a taste later and tell you what I think in the description. But other than that, leave me a comment and tell me what I should bake next time. Next time on Cooking with Raph. And bear in mind that things like cookies or cakes or pies I can definitely do, trust me. This was just really difficult. It was really tough to get that roll. Yummy.